thank you so much for joining me today. I know it's been and continues to be a long journey for wherever you are, the direction you're going, and the changes you must make to continue on your journey. Of course, you and I always have the option to stop. But to me, that really doesn't sound like a good option. To stop living, stop loving, stop breathing, stop learning. I think we have better options, which is to keep learning, keep appreciating, more gratitude for that breath we're having right now and for the love we can share right now. Today's topic is called The Bridges and Ships on the Distant Horizon. The bridges and ships on the distant horizon. Those things, those access points, those vessels, they're out there for each of us. But those ships and bridges, we must burn them when they come to you and when they come to us. We're never going backwards or to return to a past that we just left. And even those ships and bridges, they're not yours anyway. They're not mine. Yes, you and I individually are quote-unquote vessels. But even this individual vessel called Ming, your individual vessel called you. Remember, I said before in a different podcast, we're really just co-pilots on our respective ships or vessels. There's a main pilot on your vessel and on mine that we should defer to. But if you're like me, sometimes when I get hands on the wheel, I might make some wrong turns or fall asleep at the wheel. And then, of course, as usual, hopefully it wasn't too dramatic or catastrophic, the pilot will correct me. But again, use that analogy, those ships and bridges on the horizon are not ours. We didn't build them. And even if you could buy them, we really don't ever own them. You can't own them. You can't own yourself. Hopefully, like me, you're still learning who and what you are. This whole self-discovery foundation of the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, and the podcast. These urgency meetings are meant to call your attention to what you don't own. Now, I'm not espousing or endorsing that statement from the World Economic Forum about you own nothing and you'll like it. That sounds very aggressive and offensive and autocratic. But in one way, if they hadn't said that, of course, I would take umbrage with that as well. Because I think I have stuff, but someone to tell you that you own nothing or you will own nothing and like it. On one side, reject that. Other side, be okay with that. Because really, if you step back 8 steps from that statement, we really don't own anything in this world. We're here to lease, enjoy, use, lose, but really don't own anything. You don't own you. You don't own your children. You don't own your car. Even if it's all paid off, you're still paying for insurance. You're still paying for gas. You're still paying to use it. The rights to go on the highway and pay those tolls. You're still paying for it. They really don't own anything outright. We do use their utility in the transit, those bridges and ships and whatever you think you own, to get us from here to there. But it's always, and should be, always to here, to now, and not to there. I highly encourage you to enjoy the trip and that part of the journey. But those aspects, maybe those quote-unquote assets or things on a journey, or not the journey itself, those are accessories to the journey. It didn't matter how you embarked and were coming into or on to your journey. I'm just asking you to, whatever you're using on that trip, check your compass and your direction. Read the signposts, the exit signs, the stars, the wind, how you're going to tack into the wind. Those red flags and those green lights and the accidents that you can see, but you are not a part of. Like the bridges and the ships, as I mentioned earlier, you can't stay there or linger too long. You don't stay in that bridge or in that ship or in your car or on your bicycle or on your skateboard. You don't stay there. It's to get you somewhere that you decide to go. Remember that. Resilience, the beauty of presence. Those are process models for life. And also, you can use them, or those statements in the book, on your bridge or on your ship. But then, although I am happy to present resilience with the process models for life, as I said before, like any model in writing, in business, in government, all models are wrong. And some are useful. Useful as references, not as, again, the answer. Of course, even the ships and bridges can be useful, maybe for you and me, and maybe on our respective, or even sometimes our joint journeys. Some ships and bridges are wrong. And some ships and bridges can be useful. If they're in a state of disrepair, I wouldn't want to take that ship or that bridge. You can use them if they are in a state of under construction or under repair. You can probably get across them quickly. But again, you don't want to stay there. But after you use them, I'm suggesting that you burn them. Maybe not physically, but in your head, in your heart. You burn them and do not go back to them. Your journey is always forward. Don't relive or desire to recreate a memory. Instead of that, as you cross over a chasm, get to a plateau, over a mountain, into a valley, through the valley. In those moments, make every one of them new and now to you. Don't linger, but enjoy. Make new ones in each moment. And in every 500 seconds, enjoy the newness and the nowness on that journey. Please, stay present. Stay current. It is always 8:20.